Welcome to our Gedara program. Nice to meet you again. Today I am going to talk about the part 2 of arithmetic progressions. In the previous lesson we have talked about the part 1. Under the part 1 we have discussed what are the arithmetic progressions and common difference of them, and we have solved the sums by using the general term. We have found the general term for the arithmetic progression. Today I am going to talk about the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. So, then I am going to tell what are the things we have learned in the part 1 of the arithmetic progression. So, we have found common difference, any term of other than the first term minus the preceding term. So, we have to subtract the preceding term from the any term other than the first term. That means you have to select any consecutive terms from the given arithmetic progression. Using those two consecutive terms, you can find the common difference. That is the way we found the common difference. Then we have to find general term. So, we found the general term of the arithmetic progressions. What is that? We can name it as Tn, the term which is in the nth position. So, we can name it as the nth term also. Then we learnt about the common arithmetic progression. So, I think you remember that. A is the first term, A plus D is the second term, A plus 2D is the third term. Like that, we found the common arithmetic progression. So, last term of the arithmetic progression, we can name it as the nth term. So, that is A plus n minus 1D. So, using that we derive the general term. What is that? Tn equals A plus n minus 1D. So, those are the things we have learned in our previous part. Today, I am going to talk with you about the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. To do that, I am going to take the common arithmetic progression. Before that, I want to say something. What is that? Sum. The letter S is coming to represent sum. So, then I am going to find the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. So, Sn is representing sum of the first n terms. Okay. Then I am going to write, what is sum? We have to add up all the terms in the progression together. So, then I am representing that using the common arithmetic progression. Look at this. So, I have mentioned first term as A, second term as A plus C. I am adding them together. Third term as A plus 2D, fourth term as A plus 3D. Then we can go ahead. And the last term I have represented using the letter L. Last term is letter L. And before the last term. So, how do we find the before the last term? So, you have to consider the common difference of that. So, common difference is represented by D. Then before the last term can be considered, we have to subtract the common difference from the last term. Like that, we can take the previous term of that term. So, then in here I have mentioned first term, second term, third term and the last 3 terms also. Middle terms I did not mention because I can't write all those terms. Okay. Then I am going to write the reversing progression. So, here I have written first term to last term. The reversing terms mean I am going to write the last term as the first term and other terms together. Here look at that. So, I have add up them. Last term, then before the last term, like that I have add up them. Meaning of that I have reversed the first thing. So, then I got 2 equations. What are the 2 equations? First to last and last to first. So, I have named those 2 equations as first and second. First and second. So, now I am going to build up a formula to find the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. To do that, I use this method. Okay. So, first equation and second equation I am going to be added. Here look at that. So, first equation and second equation we are going to add that. So, when I am adding them, so Sn and Sn, the left side is coming Sn in both the equation, you could see that Sn and Sn. So, when we are adding them, it's make 2Sn, there are 2Sn. So, the left side is coming as 2Sn and the right side. So, you can imagine what I have given there. So, then when you are adding the first term and the last term. First term is the first equation, last term in the second equation. So, when you are adding there, some terms are cancelling and you have A plus L. each and every time when you are taking the terms, when you are adding the term by term in the both the equation, you may get a plus L, a plus L, a plus L. It's repeating. So n number of a plus L terms can be seen there. N number of a plus L terms can be seen there. So we can write like that. Here we can write 2Sn equals n number of a plus L terms. We can write 2Sn equals n times a plus L. So we should subject Sn here because we are going to find the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression, not it is 2Sn. So we have to remove the coefficient of Sn. So we have to remove that 2. How do we remove that 2? We can divide both sides by 2 to get Sn. Then we can subject Sn. Then we got the formula. What's that? Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. What's that? Again, Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. In here you have to practice only formulae. No need to practice how it is deriving, how it is building up. You should practice only formulae. For the further explanation, I have built up that. Okay. Then I am going to build up another formula to find the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. So using this first formula, I am going to build up the second formula. So what is the first formula I build up here? You can see Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. So using that, I am going to build up another formula. But you have to remember this one also. Okay. Here first we have to identify the terms of this one. Again I am going to tell that. What is Sn? Sn is the sum of the first n terms. What is A? You know that, you are very familiar with that term A. A is the first term and L is the last term. So in last term means the L, and we can represent that using as n also. So n term, last term we can represent using L. Okay, then I am going to derive the second formula. So how do we build up the second formula? I use the first formula. Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. Using that I am going to build up the second formula. In here I think you remember Tn term. Tn term. What's the Tn term? Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. Do you remember that? Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. So to find that, here I am going to substitute some value here. So Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. In here, instead of L, I am trying to put another term, L. So I told you, when I am taking L may be n. L and n we can consider as similar. So here Tn, instead of L I can put Tn. Okay, then here I can substitute instead of L Tn. So look at that, Sn equals a plus Sn equals n over 2 times a plus Tn. Now what is this Tn? Tn is equals a plus n minus 1d. So I can substitute that. Here Sn equals n over 2 times a plus, instead of Tn I substituted a plus n minus 1d. Then I simplified it and I got another formula to find the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. What's that? Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. That is new formula. So then you have to remember that sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. What's that? Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Okay, now you know two formulae to find the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. Okay, now you know two formulae. What are those two formulae? One is Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. So what is the difference between these two formulae? The first formula you learned, when here you Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L, mean in there we are using first term and the last term and the number of terms. So, what are those? N is number of terms, A is the first term, L is the last term. Okay. In the other formula, Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. In there, we have to use number of terms, first term and the common difference. So, you can see one difference between these two formulae. What is that? In the first formula, you can see the last term. In the second formula, you can see the common difference. So, sometimes you may have different types of question. So, according to the question, according to the sum, you should select a suitable formula and you apply it. But using the both formula, you can do the sum. Okay, then here I am going to revise what are the formulae we studied under this lesson. What are the formulae we have studied under this arithmetic progression? So, only 3 formulae we will study. Okay, we have studied. Okay, here Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. Second one, Sn equals n over 2 times a plus l. The other one, Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Okay. Then I am going to do few sums using these 3 formulae. We can apply them. If you practice these 3 formulae, you can do the sums very easily. Okay. Then first example. Okay. Here first example, find the sum of the first 20 terms. Find the sum of the first 20 terms of the following arithmetic progression. So, what is the arithmetic progression here? 12, 7, 2, minus 3. This is an arithmetic progression. Because if this is an arithmetic progression, it should have a common difference, you know that. So, we have to write the given data first. What are the given data here? By looking at the progression, you can say 12. What is 12? 12 is the first term. Then we have to find common difference because we have to find the sum of the first 20 terms. So, when you are finding the sum of the first 20 terms, you may use one formula among those 2 formulae. So, then if you like to use first formula, you should find the last term. If you like to use the second formula, you should find the common difference. So, here I am going to do this sum using both formulae. Okay. To do that, I am going to write the thing I know by looking at the sum. I can find the data given here. What are the data? First term is 12, common difference is, how do we find the common difference? We have to select 2 consecutive terms and get the difference between those 2 terms. Previous term, we have to subtract the previous term from the back term. So, here 7 minus 12, then we get minus 5. Okay. Then we have to find the sum of the first 20 terms. So, then we have to find the sum of the first 20 terms mean n is 20. So, first 20 terms mean n is 20. So, what is the thing we are going to find here? You think sum of the first 20 terms. Sum of the first 20 terms. So, that means S20. S20. You got it? S20. Okay, let us do that. Then we think, how do you do that? We know we have 2 formulae. Among those 2 formulae, we have to use one formula. Okay, look at this here. I am going to use the formula 1, that is Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Then I am substituting the values of there. N, what is n? N is 20, a is 12 and d is minus 5. Then when you are taking the, when you are substituting the value, you should aware to substitute them. Why? There are some minus signs. Okay, when you are dealing with the minus sign, you should aware, because sometimes you may get wrong answer when you are not caring about those minus signs. Okay, then I am going to substitute them. S20, we are going to find the sum of first 20 terms. So, that is S20. S20 is equals 20 over 2. 20 over 2 mean n is equals to 20. And 2a. 2a mean 2 multiplied by 12. 12 is the first term. And we have to add 20 minus 1 because 2a plus n minus 1d. n is 20. 20 minus 1 into minus 5 into minus 5. Then how do we simplify this? How do we solve this? Then first I am going to simplify the fraction 20 and 2 we can divide. No? Then we can multiply 2 and 12 and we can simplify in the bracket and we can multiply with the outside numbers. Okay, in this step you can see that 20 divided by 2 10 and 24 plus 20 minus 1 19, 19 multiply by minus 5. Then we can get the next step. What is that? 24 minus 95. What is that? 95. 19 multiplied by minus 5 makes 95. So, then we get the answer, that is S20. S20 means sum up to the 20th term, that is minus 710. Did you get that? Okay. Now, I am going to do the same sum using other formula because that is somewhat simple formula. No? Then you like to remember that formula. Okay. Then that I am going to do that sum using the next formula. What is that? Sn equals n over 2 times. Then here I am going to use the next formula. What is that? Second method. So, using the second method I can show that here Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. So, here to apply the next formula I should know the last term. What is the last term? We do not know that. We do not know the last term. So, how do we find the last term? We can find the last term. At the beginning of this part I told you last term mean L. It is okay. We can represent that one using Tn also. We can find the last term using Tn. Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. We can use that formula to find the last term. Then we substitute those values. Here T20 because we have to find the sum up to the 20th term. So, we have to get the sum of first 20 terms. So, what will be the last term? Last term is 20th term. Last term is 20th term. So, we have to find T20. That will be the last term. Then we substitute the values we know and we can find the last term, that is T20. Then we simplify. We have to simplify correctly with the minus signs. When you multiply 19 and minus 5, we get minus 95. Okay, we have to consider about the signs. Okay, minus 95. Then we got T20 is equals minus 83. T20 is equals minus 83. Okay, children. Then why I have found this T20? To apply to the next formula. What is that? Here I am going to substitute this value. Here T20 mean L no. Then I am going to substitute this for the formula Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. I found L, I know A, I know N. Then I can substitute this value for formula. Formula Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L. Okay, children. Then we can substitute the values and we found L as minus 83. Okay. Then we have to simplify the things in the bracket. So, we got minus 71 as the answer in the bracket thing. Then we have to multiply by the 10 and we got the same answer as the previous method. S20 is equals minus 710. I think you understood. Using the both method also we can find the answers using the both methods. So, you practice both methods, then you can do the sums very easily by finding the if you do not have the last term in the sum, if you like to use Sn equals n over 2 times a plus L, then you find the last term and you do that. How do you find the last term? By using the Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. If you like to use Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d, then you use that. Okay. Then we can do another example. Let us see. You read that carefully. What is that? And you understand what are the given things. What are the given data. Using the given data, you try to find the question here. First you understand, first and the last term of an arithmetic progression are 5 and 122. The sum of the terms is 2540. Find out the number of terms in the progression, work out the common difference. Okay. Then we know here first term and the last term. We know here first term and the last term. And what else we know here? We know sum of certain terms. Sum of certain terms. We don't know the number of terms. We know sum of certain terms. Okay. And it is 2540. Then we have to find out the number of terms. So here what are the things we know? Here we know first term and the last term and the sum of certain terms. So how do we represent this? First term is 5, that is A, and last term can be represented using the letter L, that is equals to 122. Then Sn, so we don't know n. Sn, that is Sn equals 2540. So the question, what is the first part of the question? Find out the number of terms in the progression. So how do we do that? We can apply to the formula. So what is the formula you like to use here? Then here actually we know the last term, its suitable formula is Sn equals n over 2 times A plus L. So that's the most suitable one, okay, because we know the first term and the last term. Then Sn equals 2540. We have to find n because number of terms must be found. Then we have to substitute the values. Sn equals n over 2 times A plus L. Then we substitute them. Let's substitute. Sn mean 2540. N over 2, we can't substitute any value for n because we don't know n. We have to find it. Then n over 2 times 5 plus 122. First term is 5, last term is 122. We substitute that. Then we can simplify the things in the bracket. Then here 2540 equals n over 2 times 127. Then we have to simplify that denominator too. How do we simplify the denominator too? By multiplying both sides, right and left, we have to multiply by 2 to remove that 2. Then we get 5080 equals n times 127. Like that we can find n. So how do we find n? By dividing both sides 127 we get n. N is equals 40. Then we got number of terms in the progression. Number of terms in the progression is equals 40. Okay, let's do another example. Okay, here we have remain another part of this question. Okay, number of terms is 40 and second part of the question, work out the common difference. Work out the common difference. Okay, here to find the common difference we have to use the known thing. What are the known thing now? We know first term, we know last term, and we know sum up to the nth term. Actually, sum up to the nth term mean we know sum S40. S40 is equals to 2540. In the previous one, we found there are 40 terms. Okay, so then S40 is equals 2540 because n is equals 40. Using that, we can find the common difference. Our question is finding common difference. For the next formula, we can substitute that. What's the formula? Sn equal, I think you know the formula, you remember the formula. What's that? Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Using that formula, we can find the common difference. Okay, then let's substitute that. Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Sn is 2540, n is 40 and 40 over 2. 2 times a mean 5 and n mean 40. 40 minus 1 times d, we don't know d. The common difference we don't know. Then 2540 is equals 40 divided by 2 makes 20 and 20 multiplied by 10 plus 39D. How it's coming? 39. 39 is coming. We have to simplify the thing in the bracket. 40 minus 1 makes 39. So, then we got 2540 equals 200 plus 780D. So, how did I take that? By removing the bracket. By simplifying the bracket, I got it. Then we have a simple equation. To take the simple equation, then we can get the answer. Here we can simplify. No? Here D is equals, what's the answer? D is equals 3. Okay. Then we can move to another example. Okay. What's the next example? Let's see that. I have taken from one paper here. So, this is issued from the ministry. So, I have write that again. Look at that. In a circular compound bricks are fixed in a way that the first tier has 7, second tier has 11 and the next tier has 15. If fixing of a single brick costs 10 rupees, show that the cost for fixing bricks in 15 tiers exceed 5,000 rupees. So, how do we do that? You have to read this sum twice. You have to read this sum twice. What's that? In a circular compound, bricks are fixed in a way that the first tier has 7, second tier has 11 and the next tier, second tier has 11. So, you have to mark them. You have to mark them. They are very important. And the next tier has 15. Next tier has 15. If fixing of a single brick costs 10 rupees, show that the cost for fixing bricks in 15 tiers exceed 5,000. So, these are the very important things. So, when you are reading this, you got these things. Here we got in the first tier there are 7 bricks, in the second tier there are 11 bricks and the next tier there are 15 bricks. But in here they didn't mention whether this is coming as an arithmetic progression. But we think how it is coming. Let's write them these numbers as a pattern. Okay, 7, 11, 15. There is a pattern, but still we don't know whether this is an arithmetic progression or not. Okay, then we recognize whether this is an arithmetic progression or not. How do we recognize this? How do we identify that? Whether it's having a common difference, we can say this is an arithmetic progression. First, you try to find the given pattern as an arithmetic progression. Let's see, the first term we know, but here we are going to find out the given pattern is an arithmetic progression. So, I have selected 2 consecutive terms. Here 11 and 7. So, when I am subtracting 11 and 7, I have subtracted previous term from the back term, then I got the difference, that is 4. But from that only I can't say this is an arithmetic progression. Why? Because there are another terms, now we have to check the difference of them also. Then I select another pair, what's that? 15 and 11. To take that, to take the 15 and 11, I have to get the difference between them. Then I got 4. 4 is the difference. So, in both time I got 4 as the difference. So, then I can decide this progression has a common difference. This number pattern has a common difference. So, such a number patterns can be defined as arithmetic progressions. So, these number patterns can be defined as arithmetic progression. So, now we know this is an arithmetic progression. Now, we can say 4 is the common difference of this arithmetic progression. And we know the first term. What's the first term? First term is 7. And we can use the formula that we follow under the arithmetic progression to do this sum. Here, what's the first part of this question? If fixing a single brick cost 10 rupees, show that the cost for fixing bricks in 15 tiers exceed 5,000 rupees. Okay, let's do that. So, if you know the total number of bricks up to the 15th tier, then you can find the answer for this part. So, how do you find the total number of bricks up to the 15th tier? in that situation you decide how do we do that. If you can find the total number of bricks in the 15th year, up to the 15th year, then you can find the answer for this question. How do we do that? That means the sum, it's coming under the sum. Okay. Let's do that here. First we write the progression, then we write the thing we know here. What are the thing we know here? First term, common difference, and the number of terms here. Number of terms mean number of tiers here. Under this question we are talking about the number of tiers. Okay. And the here we have to find sum up to the 15th term. Okay. Sum up to the 15th term. Then we can find total number of bricks up to the 15th year by substituting this value for the formula. So here we don't know the last term, then we can substitute the given values for the formula. Sn equals n over 2 times Sa plus n minus 1d. Let's substitute, children. Here n is 15, A is 7 and D is 4. Look at that. Here n is 15, n is 15, and we have to substitute other values also. 2 times 7 plus 15 minus 1 into 4. Then we can get the answer by simplifying that. You should follow the correct simplification method. Okay, then we get S15 is equals, okay, here we have to move to the next part. Before that I want to something, before simplifying that I want to say something. In this part I will mark the marks that you will be obtained to this sum. Okay. So we can get 1 mark. Before simplifying that I am saying that, before simplifying I will say that, because I will move to the next part, that is why. So in here to substitution you will be received 1 mark. Okay. Okay, then I will move to the next part here. So I am continuing the simplification. Here we can do that further. S15 equals 525. So we can see there are 525 bricks up to the 15th year. 525 bricks. There are 525 bricks. Okay. Do you know the cost of 1 brick? That was given. Cost of 1 brick, that is 10 rupees. Cost of 1 brick is 10 rupees. Then we can find cost of 525 bricks. How do we find that? We have to multiply price of 1 brick and total number of bricks together. So we got the answer 5,250. So we have to spend 5,250 rupees to fix the bricks up to the 15th year. So then we can say 5,250 is greater than 5,000. Okay. Then we can move to the next one. So in here I want to say how many marks you will get there. For that part, if you have written S15 is equal 15 over 2 times 70, you may get 1 mark. Okay. And for the answer you have 1 mark. And when you take the cost that you spend for the fix the bricks, you have 1 mark. Then to represent the inequality, that 5,250 is greater than 5,000, you have 1 mark. Altogether 5 marks. 5 marks is coming from the previous part also. For the substitution you have 1 mark, then altogether you have 5 marks. This is the correct marking scheme. Okay. Look at that. Then same way. Then you can see part B there. Actually this part B is coming from the geometry progression. So what's that? Geometry progression. Geometry progression you will be learning grade 11. Okay. That's why I have explained the part A only. That's coming from arithmetic progression. Look at this sum. I have taken this sum from your textbook. I have taken this sum from your textbook. Okay. You read that, you read the sum carefully and understand what are the given things. In a shop, bars of soap are stacked on top of each other on a rack here. in a shop, bars of soap are stacked on a top each other on rack in such a way that the bottom row has 24 bars, the row above that has 21 bars, and the row above that has 18 bars, and so on. Have you read that? In a shop, bars of soap are stacked on top of each other on a rack in such a way that the bottom row has 24 bars, row above that has 21 bars, and the row above that has 18 bars, and so on. Find the number of bars in 8th row from the bottom, that is the first part, and second part, if the top row has 3 bars of soap, find the total number of rows and the total number of bars of soap. If the bars of soap are 5 centimeter wide, find the minimum height of the rack should be enable all the rows of soap to be placed on it. Okay, we have to find the answers of this. Okay, then we are going to discuss that. We have to highlight this bottom row. Bottom row has 24 bars. Row above that has 21 bars. Row above that has 21 bars. And row above that has 18 bars. Let's do that. Row above that has 18 bars. Okay. Then first part of the question, find the number of bars in the 8th row from the bottom. First you write this one as a pattern, because in here we know this is coming as an arithmetic progression. 24, 21, 18. Okay. What is the first term? First term is 24. What is the second term? 21. What is the third term? It's 18. Okay. Then what's the common difference of this one? Common difference of this one is -3. Okay. Then number of terms, because here in the first question they ask find the number of bars in the 8th row from the bottom. Okay. How do we find that? Here we have to use the Tn formula, number of bars of soaps in Tn, I mean nth row. So you have to follow the Tn formula. T8, we have to find T8. Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. For that we have to substitute these values. Let's see, a is 24 and n is 8, and we have to simplify it correctly, and we got T8 is equal 3. What's that? Number of bars in the top row. Number of bars in the top row, I mean 8th row. We don't know whether it is top row or not. Number of bars in 8th row. There are 3 bars in the 8th row. Okay. Let's move the Roman number 2 of that question. If the top row has 3 bars of soap, find the total number of rows and the total number of bars of soap. What do you mean that? In here they mention 3 bars of soap in the top row. Then you think there are 3 bars of soap in the top row. Find the total number of rows and the total number of bars of the soap. Okay. Then how do we do that? In the top row there are 3 bars. Let's see how do we do that. Here you have to remind what is the progression, 24, 21, 18. I think you may forget that. Then here a is the first term, that is 24, and common difference is -3, and there are 8 rows. So we can find the answer by reading the question clearly. Here T8, we found in the first part, T8 is equals to 3. T8 is equals to 3, that is the number of bars in the 8th row. Did you understand that? Number of bars in the 8th row, there are 3. Okay, here in this question they mention top row. Top row has 3 bars. Then you tally with those two, number of bars in 8th row and top row. So then you get the conclusion. What's that? Top row mean 8th row. Top row mean 8th row. Then you can say total number of rows in here 8. You have to get that conclusion. Okay, there are 8 rows in this stack of bars. Okay. Then we have to find total number of bars of soap here. In that case, you should think I have to find the Sn. Okay. We have to find Sn here. Let's see, total number of bars of soap. There are 8 rows, then we have to consider total number of soaps up to the 8th row we have to consider. Then we can use the Sn formula. Here we have to write the thing we know, first term, common difference. So, I am going to revise that because we have to remember them. No? To apply them, we should know those values, first term and the common difference. Then we have to find S8. Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Okay, in here we have to substitute the given values. What are the values here? Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. A is 24, d is minus 3, n is 8. Then we are going to find S8. Total number of bars up to the 8th term. Here S8, how do we find S8? By substituting them, and we have to simplify them correctly by considering the minus sign even, and we got 108 as the total number of soap bars up to the 8th row. Okay, 108. Then we have to consider the third part. If the bars of soap are 5 centimeter wide, you think that? If the bars of soap are 5 centimeter wide, find the minimum height of the rack should be enable all the rows of soap to be placed on it. All the rows of soap to be placed on it. Then we have to consider that. Then we are going to make a rack to keep this stack of bars. So they ask what is the minimum height should be there. What's the minimum height should be there? How do we find that? Here we can consider the progression, that is 24, 21 and 18. And here we have to find the total, here if the bars of soap are 5 centimeter wide, find the minimum height of the rack should be enable all the rows of soap to be placed on it. No? In here we have to consider that height of the rack, but we should consider the minimum height. Okay. To do that, we have to consider how many rows are there. Here total we found that it should be 8 rows. Then we are going to keep those bars in a rack. So we are going to find the height of the rack. Okay. Then we know the total number of soap bars even. Here there are 108 soaps. Okay. Now we are going to find the height of the rack. To do that, I have represented using a diagram. Look at that. In the first row there are 24 soaps, and the next row it's coming 21, 18. So then we have to find the height of this rack. No, they have given width of the soap. Then you think that they asked to find the minimum height of the rack. By looking at the diagram, you can consider the height of the rack. So you have to consider that. We are going to keep those bars like these rows. Then here we can find the height of the rack by considering the width of the soap. So what's the width of the soap? Here I mark it. Width of the soap is 5 centimeter. Then there are 8 such rows. There are 8 such rows. Then you can think what should be the minimum height of the rack, because width of the one row is 5 and we know there are 8 rows. Then we can find the height of the rack. How do we find that? We can multiply. 5 is the height of one soap, and we can multiply it by 8 because there are 8 rows. Then we got minimum height of the rack as 40 centimeter. Minimum height of the rack as 40 centimeter. Okay. Then we can move to another example. The sum of the first 6 terms of an arithmetic progression is 48 and the common difference is 2. What is the fourth term? Okay. Then here we have to talk about this. The sum of the first 6 terms. Of an arithmetic progression is 48 and the common difference is 2. What is the fourth term? first six terms is 48. This is somewhat simple sum. Okay. Here common difference is 2 and we have to find fourth term. Fourth term, then that means T4. We have to find T4 here. Okay. Then we know the sum up to the sixth term, that is 48. Common difference is 2 and we have to find T4. First you identify what is the thing we have to find in this sum and we write what are the given thing. Okay. Here we are going to use Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Why I am using that? In here we are going to find the fourth term. Then here first we should find first term of this one. Try to find the first term of this one. Here before that I am going to substitute the given values. Because here S6 was given. S6 is 48. No? S6 is 48 and n is 6 and common difference also we know. Then using this we can find first term. So if you know the first term you can find any term of the progression. How? Because we know the general term. How do we find that? What is that general term? Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. Using that you can find any term. So in here see S6 is equals 6 over 2 times 2a plus 6 minus 1 times 2. Okay, then we can solve this. We can solve and to get the value for a. Look at that, but you have to follow the correct simplification method. Here first you simplify things in the bracket and multiply it by outside number and you get 48 over 3 equals 3 times 2a plus over 3. Why I have divided this by 3? Because I am going to divide the 3 from both. Then here 3 times 2a plus 10. No? Then I am going to divide 3 first. If you like to remove the bracket 10 then you can simplify that. According to your method you follow it. It's okay. Here I have removed 3 first. So I divide both sides by 3 and I got 16 equals 2a plus 10. Okay, then I can find the value of a. What do you mean a? First term. First term is 3. So we found a is 3. So if you know the first term, can't you find fourth term? You can find by substituting to the formula Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. Even without using that formula you can find the fourth term. How do we find the fourth term? By adding common difference to the first term, like 3 is the first term, then you can add 2 to that and you can add 2 to next term, like that you can find fourth term, but that not possible because here fourth term it's okay, but if they ask find the 100th term you can't do that. That's why we should learn general term. Okay, we can substitute those values for the general term Tn equals a plus n minus 1d, then you can find any term. Then here we are going to find that T4. Tn equals a plus n minus 1d, we will substitute them and we got T4 is equals 9. We found the answer for the relevant part. Okay, let's do another one here. Fourth term is 9. Okay. Let's do this example. Next example, what's that? The first term of an arithmetic progression is 15 and the last term is 85. Of the sum of all terms is 750. What is the sixth term? You think that I'm doing that quickly. Okay. Look at that first term of an arithmetic progression is 15 and the last term 85. If the sum of all the terms is 750, what is the sixth term? Okay, here first I have written the given thing. First term is 15, last term is 85 and last term can be represented using Tn and Sn was given. Sn was given and that is 755. Okay, then T6, we have to find T6. We can find that by applying to the Sn equals n over 2 times a plus l. So Sn was given, that is 750, very easy, and n over 2 times 15 plus 85. Using that we can find number of terms. So after you knowing the number of terms, you can find T6 by substituting the Tn formula. Here I am going to find n. We got n is equals 15. So number of terms here 15. So if you know the number of terms as 15, we can find sixth term. Shall we find the sixth term? Here t. Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. Here I am substituting that t15 is equals 15 over 2 multiplied by, okay Buddha, then here we got number of terms as 15, then we are going to find the t6 term, okay, 6th term. To do that I substitute the got value for the formula. Here a is 15, okay, here Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. In here I am going to find the common difference, otherwise I can't find the 6th term. No. First time I got the number of terms, okay, number of terms, that is 15, and I substitute that there here in this formula Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. From that I got, I can find common difference. From there I got the common difference by simplifying. I have to simplify it, okay, there we have to simplify it and we get d is equals 5. So, common difference is 5. So, if you know the common difference and the first term, you can find any term. In here our target is finding 6th term. To find the 6th term we can apply Tn. Tn equals a plus n minus 1d. Using that you can find the terms and we got T6 is equals 40. So, then you can find the T6 as 40, then we got the answer. But you have to practice more sums. Okay, we have to practice more sums. There are several sums in your oral paper. 2018, 19, you have to practice them well. Okay, you can collect the marking scheme and the papers and you can practice them well. Then you can collect more marks for the questions coming under this lesson. Okay, today I am going to wind up my lesson. Before that I am going to revise what you have learned. So, under this lesson we have learned what is an arithmetic progression and common difference, and what is the general term of this one, Tn equals a plus n minus 1d, and sum of the first n terms of that arithmetic progression. Sn equals n over 2 times a plus l, Sn equals n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1d. We apply them and we solve the sums, and you should practice to your level exam by doing the past papers also. Okay. Then I am going to wind up my today's lesson. I will meet you soon with next lesson. Okay, another lessons. Okay, have a nice day children.